Hey y'all, it's Janicia, and if you ever watched any of my garden videos, if not, that's okay. I'm gonna catch you up right now. You will see that I never showed the start of my garden on this channel because for some reason, I do not know why, I only recorded videos for Instagram. And you kind of seen my garden on this channel from like the far end of my garden journey. So I thought it would be cool to kind of piece all of the videos together from Instagram and the videos, some of the videos from YouTube, and make an entire compilation video of my garden journey from start to finish. Now, as you watch, be gentle with me because I did almost everything wrong, okay? Going from never have grown anything in my life, killing all of my houseplants as well, to having a full-blown plot of land that I can grow whatever I want, I kind of did a little good. I feel like, even though I killed pretty much everything in the beginning, but I regret nothing at all. A common theme that you will see is that in my first year, I severely neglected my garden because one, I didn't know what I was doing, and two, I didn't allow for adequate amount of time to take care of my garden. I went in and out of town. My garden was dry and thirsty and full of weeds and just horrible. And also, I had a full-time job that I hated with a passion, and so when I would get off work, I didn't want to go to a garden. I wanted to go home, I wanted to go to sleep, or I just wanted just to tune out. But fast forward a little bit, my second year, I quit the job, okay? Thank the Lord. And that freed up not only time, but my mind because I got out of that like depression of just being somewhere that I hated. And I also got my mind right because realized that I had a responsibility. If I was going to have this garden, I needed to allot time to take care of it. So let me stop talking and explaining. Go ahead and watch the video. Hey guys, so I'm so excited today because my dreams have come true. I have a garden, look! I have to weed it though, but I have a garden, look, in the community garden. I can grow whatever I want. I mean, besides weed, but I don't smoke it anyway. But we can grow whatever we want, and we have so many other gardens to help us. Now, like I said, I go out of town all the time. So, right after I started my garden, I left. Alright guys, so it is now day 2 of my garden, and it's been a couple weeks since I've been out here. I had to go out of town, and then it's been raining, and then I worked during the week, so I'm finally out here and we're gonna finish. So this is basically how it looks today. It's a couple more weeds have grown since I've been out here, so I need to like get those up and then put some compost down, and then I can start my plants. Look at some other people's gardens, so cool. I think that's wheatgrass they're growing, and these people. All right guys, so I finished this side. I just got this little patch to finish with this, I don't know what this thing is called, but I'm so out of breath, oh my goodness. And this is how you know you have good soil, when you have a bunch of worms in your garden. So I'm gonna put you back. Okay, so the garden supplies this free compost that I'm gonna use and put it on my garden. So excited. So I laid the compost down. I didn't finish. I have like 2 more rows to go, but I've been out here for like 5 hours. It rained on me like 4 times. I'm just tired and ready to go. So it is day 3 and I'm ready to finish off. I got to finish my compost piles and then mix it together. I probably won't plant seeds until Saturday because I just got off work and I'm a little tired, so let's just do that. Like I said, I do have a little bit left, probably like 2 more rows, so maybe 2 or 3 more wheelbarrows worth of compost that I have to get, and then we'll be done. All right, so it's day 4. I've been out here for a couple hours. This lady was so sweet and she came to help me because I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. Listen, it was a struggle, but she's helping me make my rows. She did like 2 rows for me, and then we already planted my tomatoes and some bell peppers, and then this whole row right here is spinach. So right now I'm planting oregano. I'm just gonna cover that and then water that. This row is tomato, parsley, cilantro, and butternut squash. This is spinach and bell peppers. This is lettuce. This is carrots. This is onions. This is broccoli. So right now I'm putting my poles in so that my tomatoes have support, because you see this one is like leaning over, so I have to tie it to the pole. I put the pole about 2 inches from the plant, and then I'm gonna take the hammer and nail it in. Big lesson number 1 is to weed on a regular basis. My weeds have started to take over. Those look like flowers? No, those are weeds. Since it's hot, I've been worried about making sure that I water my garden, but I haven't been making sure that I weed it, so now it's just crazy. But in other news, I have put my stakes in for support for my tomatoes, and look at my bell peppers. They're getting nice and big. And then I start to see a little bit growing with my tomatoes. You see that little small one, and then those 2. I'm so excited. And also look at my broccoli. It's gonna come out in the middle at the top, but look how big they are. Look like collard greens over there. My jalapeno peppers are growing in nice. No concerns with those. And look at my squash. And look at my strawberries. Look at the little bitty baby strawberries. I'm
once
so
again
excited.
Leaving my garden
so
for a while.
Lastly, a little bit of growth is my lettuce. They're nice and cute and small, but they're gonna get real big, and then I can pick it.
I took off of work for a couple of days to go to New York for my cousin's birthday. Then came back into town for a couple more days, but I didn't go to my garden when I was in town. And then I did a road trip to Charleston, South Carolina for a couple of days for my cousin's bachelorette party. So yeah, my garden's like, hey, what about me? I got some fresh veggies from my garden, some parsley, some tomatoes. You actually pick those way before they're done. And then some jalapenos. And I have some bell peppers, but they're not done yet. But I just picked some like 2 days ago. So that's fine, because I have actually way too many bell peppers. I have like 20 bell peppers just sitting on my countertop. Like, please take. And then also I forgot to mention that one of my neighbors in the community garden gave me these like chili peppers and these smaller tomatoes, grape tomatoes probably. So I'm just happy. I'm gonna cook something real good this week. Alright, so update on my garden. I have a few heads of lettuce growing, and then I have some broccoli and like cauliflower growing, and then I have a few other things, some collard greens, mustard greens, spinach, kale, some other things growing on these rows. It's a lot of weeds in here, but eventually I'm gonna get them all. But that's pretty much where we are now. A lot of the stuff in my garden did die because it got so cold, but hopefully this will grow soon. A few things didn't take over here, like I put down some flowers, and I think this was like mustard greens on this row. It didn't really sprout that much, so I'm probably have to put something else down. But yeah, when the winter, you got to change everything and plant something new. So I haven't been in my garden in over like 2 weeks, and I got something growing. I didn't write on my sign, so I do not know what this is, but I got a lot of it, so that's cool. So I just dug up my broccoli and my cauliflower because one of the gardeners over there, who has helped me out with my garden so many times in the past, showed me that I planted these too shallow. So I had to dig them up and then plant it a little deeper than I had them before. So my lettuce is ready to pick. I'm going to pull some of the leaves off and put it in my smoothie today. This one got a little bit more burnt than I wanted it to, but it's okay. As I pick the leaves off, it's going to continue to grow throughout the season. I'm weeding, and I realized that after a while, dirt doesn't gross you out. It's just part of the earth, and you get used to it. I'm at my garden and my broccoli did not grow nearly as big as I wanted it to grow. That was a little bigger, and then that onion is okay up back there. But it's okay. It's my first year really growing broccoli, so I will try again next year. But my collard greens are big. And I got a lot of these that grew big. They're going to get a lot bigger. Some type of greens. I do not know what they are because I forgot to label them. So I'm just going to eat it and find out. But yeah, they should be good. I have some helpers helping me in my garden. It looks very rough. Don't judge me. And we have a lot of weeds to get. Then he's trying to hide. Today is April 3rd, and this is how my garden looks like after the community actually tilled my garden for me. Once a year they do it. The next step is for me to add some compost into the soil. If you see this big old pile over here, it's free compost, and I'm going to put that in here. And another cool thing about the community gardens is they supply all of these tools for free and these wheelbarrows. So quick update, I haven't been to my garden in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to go ahead and put some rows in similar to this garden over here. Basically, I take the shovel and I just dig all the way down and I flip the dirt to the left and to the right, and then they make mounds. All right, so I'm back in my garden, and today I'm planting about 4 tomato plants and then 2 bell pepper plants. The garden is still a work in progress, but I have some red cabbage over here, and back there is all the tomatoes and pepper plants that I planted. Over here is like some mustard greens, watermelon, jalapeno peppers, as well as zucchini and squash. And then over here is all mustard greens and cabbage. And then this whole row is just tomatoes. And then this is green beans and corn in the back. So I'm at my garden, and to my surprise, I have a big old zucchini in here. It looks so good. And I actually have about 3. I have like one back there, if you can see, this big one, and I think I have one on the other side. Now, after I quit my job, thank the Lord again, but I started to take longer trips. No longer just like the weekend or like 4-day trips, but I started to take like 2-week and 3-week trips. And sometimes a friend or my garden neighbor would water my garden for me. It all depends, and I'm so appreciative. So we're going hiking. We're in Asheville, North Carolina. A lot of green beans that's ready, so I just pick them. There's a lot like down here. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with all of the veggies from my garden. So I decided to do some cucumber water, and it's really good for lowering high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure, but you know, still good. And I'll just do this every night until I basically run out of cucumbers. Okay, so my corn is ready to harvest. So you just go up to it and just pull it off. So I tore down a few of the corn stalks. I picked through the ones that I didn't like because I didn't like how they look. And I think I'm gonna keep these. It's time for my fall garden. I got some weeds I need to pull, but I'm about to plant all of these new plants. And then I also have some seeds that I'm gonna grow as well. I'm a little bit late for my fall garden. I shouldn't have started this in like the end of July, but I got a bunch of lettuce, kale, let's see, bok choy, ooh, romaine lettuce, all kind of. First, I'm gonna go ahead and put down this black cow, and then I'm also gonna put down some fertilizer, and then I'll start filling everything in. Unfortunately, I have not been out here for a few days, so my tomato plants completely started to lean over. So I need to go buy some bigger, whatever you call these, to hold them up, because these things get heavy. Okay, so it's kind of messy, but what I do is I just put the plants where I want to plant them, and like the seeds where I'm going to put those to, and then that helps me know and organize everything, like how much space I have. All right, so it is day 2 of my fall garden. I have put all those in yesterday and today. I didn't get to finish because it got really hot. So I just have this row left, and I just ripped out this gate that I had up for my green beans last season, and then I had my corn back there before, but I ripped that up too. So we're almost done. Now I'm just putting down some fertilizer in some little rows that I made. So what I'm planting right now is this dinosaur kale, and they usually come in like a little 3-pack. So I just like scoop out some more of my area and then put that down there and cover that up. All right, so I'm all done. Everything is planted, and my beautiful neighbor over here gave me this marigold plant that I'm so excited about. It's so cute. So it looks like some of my peppers are ready. And then over here, I got some bell peppers that are almost ready. My tomato plant is a little out of control. I have a few ready, and then I have this big green one over here. Probably gonna pick those today or tomorrow. This is one of my favorite things about gardening, is that I don't just have to grow for myself, but I can give little baskets to like my friends and my family of whatever I'm growing in that season. Like, it just excites me. So I came out to my garden today, and I'm so excited because my bok choy is getting so big, and I got some more over here, and they just like the biggest thing in my garden. I'm so excited to eat these. Oh, this is everything I picked today. Some stuff I will juice, some stuff I will freeze, some stuff I'll just give away. So it is day 1 of getting my garden back together. I have not been out here the entire winter, so I have weeds galore in my garden. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know why I didn't come out here periodically to just pull weeds or just to maintain, but now I gotta start from scratch. I do this every year, and I say I won't do it the next year, but I do. And I also had to come out here because I kind of got in trouble. Like, I got an email from my garden captain, because we have like captains throughout the garden who, you know, help maintain the different gardens and stay on top of people. And I got in trouble this year because I was supposed to start gardening. I think she said like per my contract or per my whatever agreement that I signed, that I'm supposed to get my plot ready by April 1st. And it is April 10th. And I'm just now out here. So got in trouble. I get in trouble every year, honestly. Something I'll always do that I'm not supposed to do. I just don't know how to act right. Let me show you what we got going on in here, because it's a hot mess. This is what my plot is looking like. You cannot tell the difference between my little section and like the regular ground. Like, that's bad. I have all of these weeds. And then look how dry my ground is. Like, I feel like I'm in the desert. Got my little shovel and my wheelbarrow, and I'll go ahead and lay a few inches on my garden.
Guys, so I'm officially done, as you can see. Before I really get started, I need to think about how I'm going to do my rows, because it's kind of like parting your hair for like a hairstyle or something. Do you want it to go like this? Do you want it back? Do you want it like wavy? I may try something different, or I just may do what I did the last 2 years. Alright guys, so I am done. I thought it was going to take me a couple of days, but I got like this woof of energy, and this dirt was extremely soft after they tilled it, so I was able to do it the first day. Everything spaced out to where I'm going to put them.
I love the way that you smile, girl, that's driving me wild. Love when you stroking my past.
Okay, so I finally have my spring garden together. It took a while, but we're here now, okay? We got a bunch of flowers, peppers, tomatoes, zucchini, cantaloupe, watermelon, Swiss chard, spinach, a bunch of stuff. So it's been a month since I started my garden for the season, and this is how it's looking. Everything is getting very big. I have some amazing, huge zucchinis, some watermelon, cantaloupe. Oh, it's looking so good. Of my Swiss chard. They are looking pretty good. Then I have my watermelon. So excited for the watermelon. I think this is the plant that I'm most excited out of my whole garden because I love melons. Now this cantaloupe is growing really fast. I already see some developing, like that one. It's one over here. It's one in here, if you can see. They grow underneath. They spread out wide. So I'll be like pulling these leaves in to kind of keep it more contained. But yeah, they grow really wide. I feel like they could take over this whole garden if I let it, but I won't. Now the plants that I'm sad about. This happened over the last like 2 or 3 days after this last rain we had. These bugs are eating up my zucchinis. Usually the ones that eat my zucchini are like those black beetle looking bugs, but it's these that look like ladybugs. They're not ladybugs. They're destroying my plants. On this zucchini, I had a humongous one. I'll insert a picture, but they grow really big. I have this one that's growing like ginormous. these two that are growing really big. This one has a big one growing. Like, they're just growing so big. And I'm about to go out of town for like 2 weeks, which is probably not good. But I don't know if they're gonna make it by the time I get back. And I don't wanna delegate that responsibility to look after those to someone else. So I may actually pull them up. These pipes were literally just sitting in my closet for 2 years. So I decided to bring them out here and they worked. And I'm gonna do the same thing for this section. So after I piece this together, I'll show you how it looks. All right, so I finished and got all the supports in that I wanted. So I just made its own little bracket, and I tied my strings, my twine, and then I cut back my tomatoes very far. But yeah, everything looks good. I pulled a few weeds. Oh my gosh, I got some watermelon that's almost done. It looks so cute. And I got this big one. I got one over here like a little baby. There's one over here hiding. And I got some cantaloupe ready. This one is almost done. That one. And I got like one over there. I've already picked mini zucchinis. Probably gonna start picking some spinach. So let me show you what I picked from my garden today. I picked a ambrosia cantaloupe, a jubilee watermelon, some grape tomatoes, and some Swiss chard. I'm gonna put this in my smoothie today, and then I'm gonna eat these two for breakfast. Good morning. So I am back from my 2-week trip. A little bit over 2 weeks because I was here, but I just didn't feel like coming out here. So 2 weeks and some change. And this is how my garden is looking. Everything is huge now, and as well as the weeds, so I'm a little scared. This is what I picked today from my garden. I got a bunch of cherry tomatoes, some basil that smells so good, some hot peppers, some bell peppers, tomato, an eggplant, and I'm just so sad because I'm moving and I won't be able to get this anymore. So this is kind of a sad day for me because after 3 years of having my garden, I have to give it up because I'm moving and I can't take it with me. But the saddest part is that some of the stuff I planted is not ready. So I have to leave without being able to eat it. I worked hard. So I have a bunch of basil that I'm not taking with me. And then I got this watermelon that's almost done, but not quite. And then I have a bunch of other watermelons throughout, like a little baby one over there. I got a bunch of peppers that are growing but not done yet. And then I got a bunch of these orange bell peppers. They're gonna turn completely orange, but as you can see, they're still green. Got a bunch of Swiss chard. I got a bunch of spinach. Yes, that is spinach. And then I have all these cherry tomatoes that are not done. You see all these like green ones. I have all this corn that's not done yet. I have these tomatoes not done yet. And then I have all of these beets that are almost done, but not quite. So yeah, I'm leaving a lot of stuff. This is the last pick of the day from my garden. I got this big old watermelon. I got some more peppers and tomatoes and all this Swiss chard. So excited, but I'm sad. I'll no longer be gardening for a while, but I'm so happy I got this watermelon. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. And please subscribe because I would love to see you more often, and I'll see you later. Bye.